On November 5th of 2017, Devin Patrick Kelly, dressed in all black, complete with a tactile vest, parked his car at a nearby gas station, crossed the street, and entered the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs, Texas. Armed with a Ruger AR-556 military-style assault rifle. He opened fire, killing 26 and injuring several other people. The tragic events that transpired in Texas were one of two deadly shootings that took place at a place of worship. A multiple gunshot murder took place shortly after Mass at St. Alphonsus Church in southwest Fresno, California, that left 3 dead the very same day. It's pure lunacy that in America, shootings have become such a common occurrence in our society. But when events of this nature do take place, mainstream media moguls race to the finish in hopes of bringing viewers information first. So what's more important? Speed, always being first to deliver information to awaiting viewers? Information that may be incomplete or inaccurate at times, but is delivered first? Or reliability? Of course, you may not be the first to deliver the necessary information, but you can take great pride in knowing the information that you deliver is factual and highly dependable. Personally, I choose reliable facts that are dependable over quick and easy information that may be questionable. As of late, it's been nearly impossible to escape the buzzwords fake news. It's everywhere. Fake news were the buzzwords of 2017. While some news may not be fake, it can still be unintentionally false. So rather than being known as fake news, wouldn't that be dummy news? With that being said, did you know that 4 hours or so after the event took place in Texas, mainstream media was scrambling to find answers when CNN breaks the news first? Texas Congressman Vicente Gonzalez reports who the shooter is on CNN. Let's take a look.
Do you know anything about the attacker?
We don't. It was reported to me that he's actually not from this community. Apparently, his name was released as Sam Hyde. That was the name I was given. Apparently, his name was released as Sam Hyde. That was the name I was given. We don't know.
While CNN did not correct or live fact-check Gonzalez's report, anchor Ana Cabrera noted that the network didn't have a confirmed identity, nor did she herself repeat the information. As if that really matters after someone already reported on a live broadcast that Sam Hyde is the shooter. It's important to note that Sam Hyde was not the shooter. In fact, Devin Patrick Kelly was the shooter. But just who is Sam Hyde? Hyde is a second-rate comedian who has appeared in a handful of low-budget films since 2013 and was co-creator of the series $1 Million Extreme, which has been his most popular endeavor thus far, which can be viewed on YouTube's platform. After nearly a decade Million Dollar Extremes channel has a very modest fan base of only 137,000 subscribers. In all actuality, he seems to be best known for being mentioned in nearly every publicized shooting since 2015, as a result of a meme that got its start on 4chan that is known as Sam Hyde is the shooter. The first instance in which we see Hyde accused of a publicized shooting was the 2015 Umpqua Community College shooting in Oregon by none other than, you guessed it, everyone's absolute favorite counterfeit news network, CNN. Now let's take a quick look at CNN's coverage of the Umpqua Community College shooting in its earliest stages.
What we're learning now, according to the source who's involved in this, is that the man appears to be in his late 20s. It appears the alleged gunman appears to be in his late 20s. The person was online yesterday talking to others about what he was going to do. There was an ongoing conversation. Investigators and detectives are now looking at all those posts, looking at the thread of the conversation to determine specifically who he was engaged with and whether this was sort of an idle conversation or what triggered him to actually carry out this act, whether he was prompted, compelled, egged on, had it in his mind and was not going to be talked out of it. But based on the thread of the conversation, this was something he got in his mind to do. And he was having a conversation about it online with others. So, and right now it does not appear that there is any link to terrorism, international terrorism. Clearly, one can define this or describe it as a domestic terrorism, but this is not international terrorism, as we've seen recently.
To Harry's point about the potential for premeditation, when we're talking about this back and forth online, I'm wondering, and you may not have the answer, how long had this male alleged shooter been talking about this? Do we know?
We don't know how long. What we do know is that there's a thread, a conversation that began yesterday. Yesterday, it's sort of
someone else,
with other people online talking about what he was going to do. And as Harry says, it really was well planned because it started in one building. He had familiarity. The gunman had familiarity with the buildings, with the campus. He knew how to get in. He knew how to move. And again, it doesn't appear to be a coincidence that the shooting began in one building and then it moved to another. Because once somebody hears shooting in one area, chances are they will either close the doors, they will go into lockdown. That gives a gunman, a shooter, access, complete unrestricted access to a second building where they don't know what's going on just yet. So there's an element of surprise. Maybe not in the first building once the shooting starts, but in the second building, certainly there is that element of what's going on now.
While CNN's not the only mainstream media dummies to fall for this internet hoax, they were the first to take the bait, showing his picture at the Umpqua Community College shooting, and since have been the last, with Vicente Gonzalez mentioning Sam Hyde's name as the Texas church shooter. I find this to be slightly amusing and humorous, and at the same time slightly concerning that they still haven't caught on. Since the 2015 Umpqua Community College shooting, Hyde has been falsely accused as the shooter or being a suspect in several tragic events, including the 2015 San Bernardino attack, 2015 Paris attacks, 2016 UCLA shooting, 2016 Munich shooting, 2016 Kalamazoo shooting, 2017 Finsbury Park attack, 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting. He was also named as a police officer in the shooting of Alton Sterling, and was mentioned as a suspect in the suspicious death of an African-American male in Piedmont Park, Atlanta, Georgia. This has happened way too many times. the mainstream media can't seem to catch on to the fact that Sam Hyde is not the shooter. So, if you've seen this video, you have any common sense at all, you know that if you hear the name Sam Hyde associated with any shooting, that it is fake. The shooting may not be fake, but someone has the wrong shooter mentioned. Or if you should happen to see this man's face with a different name, you know that the shooter in question has not yet been identified. Folks, this is an internet hoax that got its start on the forum 4chan in 2015. Its only purpose has been to successfully exhibit just how ridiculously naive the mainstream media can be at times. And it has. And still is accomplishing that mission 2 years later. Don't fall for it. Sam Hyde is not the shooter. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you don't like it, share it with people you don't like. Just please like, subscribe, and share.